wish everyone a wonderful beginning to the new year. I hope that's how it went, at least. And if you have yet to hear it, Happy New Year. I hope all of you had a wonderful time celebrating whatever that looks like for you. Whether you know, went to a friend's house or a relative's house, or went out and partied, or you know, like stayed at home just with the family. That's how I celebrated this year, and you know, it was very nice and very well needed after, you know, year after year after year of just like going out and partying. It was really nice to start the new year off on a different note. And of course, if you spend the new year like by yourself, there's so much beauty in that too. So each and every one of you, I hope you had a wonderful time celebrating the new year. To those of you who have set New Year's resolutions for yourselves, just know that I am wishing you all the luck. You got this. And I truly do hope that you achieve success this year, whatever that means to you, whether this is your first time really taking your resolution seriously, or you're on a streak. Whichever one it is, you have my full support. So for this video, I wanted to just sit down, have a little bit of a whispered ramble talk, and you know, chat about the new year, what resolutions mean to us, what success means to us, because I feel like a lot of us have a warped view of success, and you know, I just want to talk about how to put your best foot forward for the new year. Now, if you are like me, and I'm sure there are a lot of us that fall under this umbrella, a New Year's resolution is not the easiest to either start or stick to, and so by now, I feel like a lot of us like skip out on the whole resolution idea, because you know, it's hard to achieve success when your resolution is rooted in not your own goals. You know, I feel like, and I'm not sure if that made sense at all, but I feel like a lot of people's resolutions are like, this is the year I'm gonna become a millionaire, or this is the year that I am gonna start going to the gym, I'm gonna get ripped this year. I feel like that's a very common one. But then that traces back to, what do I find beautiful? What body type do I even want to achieve? You know? And then a lot of people start going to the gym with no game plan in mind, and then once you don't see progress within, you know, 2 weeks or even that, a lot of people give up. And that's just one example. Like, I don't know, you go to the gym hoping to have a six-pack within 1 month, and you don't even realize that, first of all, that's not really even possible, and then you don't know how you're gonna go about it. You have no outside motivation, you have no support systems, and you know, you don't even know if you want it that bad, you know? Does that make sense at all? Like, for example, the first year and the second year, like after like COVID's big, like chaotic heyday of canceling everything, I remember going into New Year's also having the common resolution of, I'm going to get ripped, you know, because the year prior my TikTok was just exercise videos, you know, because that's all you could do at home. And my problem with those is that they're sort of rooted in a beauty standard that I don't really have, and you know, a standard that I didn't really care for. Like, why was I trying to get ripped and trying resolution is because I was seeing everyone else have it as theirs and set it as their goals. So, you know, I feel like I was like falling behind if I didn't have the same goal for myself. And that's really my point in this really long analogy, is the reason that I feel like a lot of us don't reach our goals is because they're not our goals to begin with. So a really important part of, you know, putting your best foot forward this new year is, sorry, my vents just went off. I don't know if you heard that or just completely ignore me if you didn't. But God, what was I saying? A really big part of putting your best foot forward and setting your goals is knowing what's important to you and differentiating that from what's important to others. And if they are the same thing, then that's great, but it's important to know where your goals differ if you're going to, before you even can begin to, you know, try to achieve them. Very long-winded answer and a lot of passion. But what I have prepared here, I went and found a list. Sorry, this is on lifehack.org of 50 New Year's resolution ideas. I'm just gonna talk about them and how I feel about them, and you know, perhaps I could give you some perspective or shed some light on these goals, whether you were considering them or just wanted to reflect on them with me. So, the first one is get in shape. They say losing weight is the top resolution for Americans. Combined with exercise more and stay fit and stay healthy, it's something that over a third of the population wishes to achieve. Now, I really like what they say here. They say it's easy enough to start an exercise and diet program, but the trick is to find a decent one that will give you steady results and will be easy to stick to in the long run. Now, that's really important. For those of you, now, first of all, I am no expert on this. I just want to make that clear. But I do study a lot of psychology in my major. So that's really important for those of you who do want to sort of set this goal. And again, I am rooting for you. It is so important that you don't set yourself up for failure right off the bat. Now, again, if you're rooting your goal in someone else's looks, and you want to say you want to achieve a six-pack in 6 months, that's so doable. That is completely doable. But it's important to, you know, not expect instantaneous results, or, you know, put yourself on, for example, if you are completely new to the gym, it's so important that you don't put yourself on a routine of someone who's been going to the gym for 2 years, because you're going to fail and you're not going to want to continue with your goals. You might give up on them within 2 weeks, and not only that, you'll have sort of tainted your relationship with that goal. So it's really important to look around and find a plan that, you know, sort of goes like this. You know, starts off really easy, and then once you get the hang of it, maybe go a little more intense, and then you'll see your goals gradually become more in reach. But there's no point in, you know, trying to climb a mountain in Ugg boots. That was a really dumb analogy. I just made that up on the spot, but you know what I'm saying. So, like, all that's for exercise. Same thing goes with diet. Like, diets are something that I really tried to work on when I was trying to do like my exercise, fitness journey, whatever. Find a diet that works for you. Like, there are all these diets out there, like keto. That's like the one that I heard about, it's too intense for someone just like starting out. So find something that works for you, and do not dive into the deep end, because not everyone will be able to swim. Wow, I'm really good with analogies right now, I just have to say. Yeah, number 2 is eat healthier. We just talked about that. Number 3 is stop procrastinating. This one really speaks to me, especially as a student right now. Organization is something that takes a lot of discipline and a lot of trial and error. So stop procrastinating that's a goal that I I really support. I support all of these goals, to be fair, but stop procrastinating is one that really speaks to me. And if you are adopting that goal as well, some things that I do to stop procrastinating is make a to-do list. And I feel like, hear me out, I feel like that's what a lot of us hear in like pertaining to this goal, is make a to-do list. And that's easier said than done. It's really, really easy to incorrectly make a to-do list. Now, what I used to do is I would put tasks on my to-do list, but they were way too general. Like, last summer, I had a lot of like side projects that I was doing. I love writing, so like write poetry, write books, write plays, write songs. Like, those are my like go-to hobbies that I do. And so my to-do list for the summer would be write 3 songs by the end of the summer. And that's not specific enough, especially because that in itself builds within itself like the opportunity to procrastinate, by being like, oh, summer's not over, I can just do this later. It's not specific enough of a task. So the way I achieved success and sort of like made it more attainable is by, honing in and streamlining those tasks. So now, unlike last summer where my goals would be like write 3 songs by the end of the summer, my to-do list, if I could show you I would, but it's on my computer, which I'm using to record right now. But I have a week by week to-do list, broken down day by day by day. So on Tuesday, it'll be like revise chapter 1 of this play that you're working on. Or by Friday, it's like write 2 new pieces of poetry by the end of the day. And I feel like that's so much more doable than just a general to-do list. One trick that I do to make myself feel more productive, and I would advise being careful with this one, is sort of itemizing your to-do list by like every little thing that you do, and not being afraid to add things to your to-do list that you've already done. Now I feel like that's like sort of bad advice, because it fools you into thinking you've done more than you actually did, but I feel like it's very valuable, as far as like a self-preservation mindset, to acknowledge what you've done. Like, say my to-do list had like 3 items on it, and then I ended up doing a 4th that I just like, it was never a goal. You know what? I'm gonna add it to my to-do list, and I'm gonna immediately cross it off, so I can see that I have been more productive than, my daily tasks take me for. I don't know. The next one that I see here is meet new people. Now, I love this one, but I understand that it can be really hard to meet completely new people. And as much as I love this one, I admit that I'm not the best at it either. I used to be a social butterfly back in high school, but now that I've moved to college, I have found that I have a lot more introverted tendencies than I expected, and so it's really hard to sort of break out of my shell sometimes and meet new people, but there are so many ways to, go about it than diving into the deep end. Like I said, everyone has their, really close, tightly knit pool of friends, and I think that's the best place to start. So if your friends have friends, those are the first people that you can branch out new relationships to. And even if they don't move past the level of acquaintance, that's still socialization, and that's still a new person that you have met. It's really good to build relationships, however shallow or however deep they may be. Not only can, meeting new people be good for your emotional and mental well-being, but it can also be really good for your career. I'm being completely honest. You never know who you're going to be able to reach out to for help at some point in your career for literally who knows what. That's why if you are in a school setting, whether it's high school, or I feel like college is the best place to sort of capitalize on this opportunity, but meeting new people who aren't in your same field is so completely valuable, and I think it's important that you take every single opportunity you can to acquaint yourself. Just, meet someone that you don't know and say hi. And it sounds really scary, especially in college, because, who does that? But you never know what can happen. So, to those of you who are, on the shyer side, my advice would be, again, if you have a friend that invites you somewhere to a party or to hang out or, to study with some of their friends, and you usually say no, my task for you is to just say yes. Because you never know, you just might meet, I don't know, someone really important. But you know what I'm saying. It's just, if you put in the effort to make new friends and meet new people, you might just be rewarded. This next one is earning more money. Now, this one is, without a doubt, a really good and important goal to have. But like all these other goals, it's important to be realistic. So ask yourself why you need to earn more money. Is it a need or is it a want? First of all, do you want to buy a new car? Do you want to save up for a trip? Or do you need to get out of debt, for example? Whether there's no right or wrong answer, but I feel like it's really important. The first step to achieving a goal is understanding where your desires come from, because that will, help motivate you to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve. Now, there are plenty of ways to earn more money. You can, aim for a promotion at your job, or you can get a different job that pays more money. I'm at the age where I haven't reached the professional world, so I could stay in one place, or I can hop around as much as I want, and really it's not going to make that huge of a difference, because it's a matter of $1.50 or $2 more an hour, which makes a difference for some people, but in general, you're not going to see that huge of a change by the end of the year. But if you are a salaried worker, it can be easier or harder to find a job with a higher income level depending on what your market looks like. So you can, you could leave and like find a new place and negotiate a higher salary, or you can stick around and wait for a promotion. Think about what you need to do in either scenario. If you want a promotion, what goals do you have to start reaching for XYZ company? Or if you want to leave and find a different position somewhere that'll pay you higher, do you need more experience in the position that you're at? Do you need to go back to school? What are you gonna do? So those are just some things to think about. And regardless of what your job is, there's plenty of ways to make more money. Like, there's 1,000+ side hustles all over the internet. You just have to like look for them. You can sell old clothes. You can be like an Amazon seller doing drop shipping or whatever. You can make your own crafts and sell those. Like, there's so much that you can do. Just think about what your hobbies are and capitalize on those. Shameless plug right now, but like I said, love writing. So I make music, and that's a side hustle. I don't make money from it right now, but who knows, like down the line, if you stick to whatever hobbies, you like, you might make money from them. And if you don't, at least it's something that you still love doing, so what did you lose? Even ASMR. Like, for me, I love ASMR. I love listening to ASMR. You guys have heard me talk about this. And some ASMR artists I don't make a cent from any of my videos. But, down the line, if I start making money, how nice is that? And if I don't, what did I lose? Because I love doing this, Long-winded ramble. Some next ones include reducing stress, learning to be happier, getting more quality sleep. I feel like these three are sort of in the same realm, of mental well-being. There are so many ways to prioritize your well-being, and reducing your stress and being more happy. I feel like, first of all, getting more sleep is incredibly underrated. And a lot of issues can be solved by getting more sleep. A lot of us take our sleep for granted, but it's something that's incredibly important to your well-being. And I'm sure there are hundreds of studies on this. There's no point in me telling you, but if you're stressed and unhappy, get more sleep and you'll see some results. I can guarantee it. Might not be the all-ending root of your issue, but getting more sleep can't hurt unless you're getting too much sleep, which is a thing. So find the balance. But a lot of people, especially nowadays, do not get enough sleep. So think about it. I just skipped through like a ton of them. Like, I'm already at number 47 because a lot of them were saying about the same thing. But number 47 is express yourself artistically, and I absolutely love this one. I think this one sort of goes hand in hand with your well-being and your mental health. Expressing yourself artistically is like, it's incredible for the soul. But whether you like crafting or singing or performing or doing like traditional art, there's so many ways to express yourself in this sort of like therapeutic facet. Art is so invaluable in that way. Like, you can express yourself however you want, and there's so much to learn about yourself in doing so, and there's so much for other people to learn about you if you want them to. The way that I express myself creatively mostly is I really like drawing. Drawing has been one of my hobbies for the longest time. Maybe I should draw on this channel at some point. I don't know how that would work as an ASMR, but who knows. And I absolutely love singing and songwriting. It's one of my favorite things to do. So that's how I express myself. If I'm ever feeling some kind of way, I will write a song about it or write a poem about it. I love writing poetry too. The idea of creating something and the feeling of finishing something that you started creating is incredibly fulfilling, and I really encourage each and every one of you to, start up doing anything like that if you have an interest in it. Maybe sometime down the line I can, I don't know, talk about my writing process here or whatever it is that you guys would be interested in. I don't know. I also just love talking about music and the music industry and the song process, and I'll talk about it at some point, I love doing that. But again, that's how I can, express myself artistically. And, this channel, I feel like that is a great decision in that regard because it almost gives me an outlet to just talk about whatever I want. And some of you might listen and some of you might just, fall asleep. It's a win-win either way. But I think that's gonna about wrap up this little conversation that we've had. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope if every single one of you were to take away one thing from this video, it's how to set yourself up for a successful year. Because all of you can do it. But more importantly, above all else, I want you all to remember that if this year's not your year, you have next year, and the year after that, and the year after that, and the year after that. So it's not the end of the world, alright? Set realistic goals for yourself. Don't set your goals after someone else, alright? Forget about that. Don't worry about what anyone else is doing. Just worry about yourself. Set goals that you are interested in and think about how you are going to achieve them, and you will. Whether it's this year or the next year or the year after that, I believe in you. So we have now reached that time. To those of you who are still awake, thank you so much for tuning in and having this little conversation with me. And to those of you who have fallen asleep, I wish you sweet